Oh man, have we got a special delivery. All right, before we talk about what's in the box, I gotta talk to you about this beautiful Silvia S13. I picked this up about a month ago. We traded it for the LZ Corolla because I wanted to build myself an S chassis drift car, one that was street legal and I could do lots of fun events around Europe. I love PS13s, but I upgraded from the regular SR20s that we use for my new favorite engine of 2023, which we had in the Verosa and the Corolla, which is a 1JZ. Think about it. LZ Corolla was awesome because it had a 1JZ, but I prefer PS13s. Boom, we got both in one car. And now I was gonna style that car, but that leads me to another problem. All right, so I have my favorite new engine, the 1JZ, in my favorite chassis, the PS13, but when it comes to styling a car and making it drift ready, I have a problem because every Silvia that I've ever built gets compared to this one, which I think is the most perfect S13 Silvia in the world. This is the Spirit Rei car. It won the 2017 Tokyo Auto Salon. It is exactly as it was in Japan. It is my favorite car, my most beautiful car, and I love street driving this. But I ain't gonna take it on a drift track because it's got so much heritage, it's got such low mileage, and it's absolutely mint. So no matter what way I style that car, it's never gonna look as good as this car. Or will it? So instead of trying to make this look as good as our Spirit Rei S13, and you might have already guessed it, I want to make it look almost the same, because in this box is one of the last on the planet, super rare, hard to get, took us a very long time. Had to get a guy in Japan to contact another guy in Japan who contacted another guy in Japan, sent it then to our good friend Andy Joyce, who's Irish in Japan, for First Joyce, shout out, and he shipped it all the way back to us. And I can't believe it that I've owned a Spirit Rei car for about 4 years, which is my favorite car, and now I'm going to build one myself. But that's kind of the start of this project. So we've got our Drift Games Invitational coming up, and I want to debut the car on track, which is going to look very similar to that. It only is a coincidence that the color is almost identical to the other car already. So now we're going to try and put the kit on. Whereas we got that completed, that was definitely a bought, not built car. This one is definitely going to be a bit more built, not bought. And it's going to have to be a little bit more drift friendly than that one is. So I think we've done enough talking and I've done enough waiting, and I just really want to open it, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, so this is well, apparently it's one of the last kits they're going to make for the S13, which is obviously the best kit to fit to a drift car that you're planning to drift everywhere and break things, but logic is not coming into this conversation. I'm making it look cool. We're going low, we're going wide, and this kit is very unique. I think the lines that they use on the quarters and stuff like that, totally one-off for them. We've got underskirt extensions, we've got an under lip spoiler for the front bumper as well, all stamped. Just to let them know, Josh, this is an original Spirit Rei stamped kit. There it is. And I would imagine there is probably less than 10 in Europe, I would say, running Spirit Rei kits, like original Spirit Rei kits, which makes them quite rare. I don't really care about that. I just want the car to look as cool as the other car, because I think if you park this one beside that one, when they're all done, it's going to be wild. Craig's face, look at it. This is the face of concern. Because he's like, we got to do arches, we got to test fit the kit, then we got to do body work, then we got to do all that. But I guess nothing we can do, we just start. We can look at it all day on the ground and say it's cool. But hey, a Gucci bag is nothing if you can't put anything in it.
So all the standard bodywork been removed, and to my surprise, not one bolt snapped, which is pretty rare on an S body. Okay, so here it goes. This is the start of the transformation. So anybody that's done a fiberglass kit before will know that they can be a bit of a ball ache. So we are going to mark this one out of 10. 10 being the best and literally no corrections, and 0 just being plain awful. So she may need a little bit of hole massaging.
It's already gone, it's hole massage.
Maybe some more hole massaging then. So Craig, what are we marking the front so far?
Like give it a 7.
I give it a strong 7, maybe even an 8. So the problem is with fiberglass when you're fitting it is that it's not always the same as OEM, and when you're fitting it against fiberglass, it's yeah. So we've got a slightly raised bonnet and not straight wings or bonnet.
But that's actually more so the bonnet.
The line down here is pretty even, and the funny thing is when you're fitting this sort of stuff, you look at it so much, but then you look at another car, we just looked at the Spirit Rei car there, and there's a bigger body gap line than in this one.
Yeah, but what you're forgetting, Josh, is that we didn't fit the Spirit Rei kit on the other car. This is why this is going to be so much better.
Ooh. Right, let's do the rear. I'm not gonna lie, dude, this is, I'm gonna claim it, the best over fender I've ever seen go into a car.
That's not the best I've ever seen.
Second best?
It's pretty good, I'd give it a solid 8.
But this is pretty sweet. So we're not gonna be smoothing it in like on the other Spirit Rei car because it's a drift car, so that'd be silly to do because let's be honest, it's gonna get a few taps. I've been reading the product instructions. Okay, so when installing our products, always wear safety glasses.
Hold on. We're good to go again.
Okay, so we skipped on the first part, but we've got them now. Please do not modify our products in any way.
Oops.
I would say that includes making one of the holes bigger, which, yeah, we have modified it. That's like the biggest get our gel free card for them. Like, they can't have a kit return because everyone's going to modify them slightly. But rear on, front on, let's do the other side, and then let's get to the bumpers. Okay, so we're now, how do you say this? Soft mounting?
Weapon.
Screws have gone into the car, so if you look at this line, usually you'd have all along there, but that's just with two, one there and one at the end, and that's tight.
Josh, we got it that good because we trimmed a lot of it.
You're saying we're the 10?
We are the 10, yeah. The kit's a 7, we're a 10. So we're kind of just test fitting everything on for now. Just using little stainless screws, and then we will get some rib nuts and replace all the rib nuts.
So we're not being rough, this is just temp fitting the kit, and we get all the nice fancy hardware to secure it on there for good, so it's easy to come on and off.
I love it's mad because the front bumper on these, I think, as nice as they are, it's the lip that makes them. I think like the fact that the lip isn't just a normal drift square lip, that it's got like different levels to it and different flicks, I think this all makes it kind of much more expensive looking, I guess.
So this is the last of this lip ever made, is it?
Why would you put the pressure on me straight away? I'm going to drift the car. Everything on the car is the last ever made. Come on.
But the lip is the scary.
But this'll be in no danger. Look at this sticking out the front of the car. No, I love it. What's next, Craig? We're going to put some coily boys on it.
Put the coilovers in and then cut the arches. So.
Are you? Obviously, these are absolutely mint arches, so it's always a shame. But it has to be done because we obviously want this car. I think the cars look. If you're cutting them up just to put a generic kit on the car, I always feel worse. But the fact that we're cutting it up to put a Spirit Rei kit on it, I think it's justifiable. Because these arches are actually rarer than these arches when you think about it. Stick that in your purest pipe.
Okay, so next up we've got the coilovers to do because these are looking pretty grubby. Or crusty and everything like that. So, Craig, have you got anything for this?
Actually.
Oh, Perfect.
I actually have a brand new BC Racing coilover for a Nissan S13. Just had it in my trousers.
Well, should we get this on then?
Alright, that should do us.
Where did that one come from?
Where do you think it came from?
I don't want to know. So Craig is busy trying to prove a point. He said coilovers are that easy to put in. I challenged him that he couldn't put them in under 5 minutes. So this is the rear that he's on now. He's currently on 1 minute 50, Craig. You've got two minutes left, and this is seeming embarrassing.
Below 3 minutes, you have to eat the Weetabix.
No, that was not. So the wager was, if he didn't do it, he had to take a bite of a dry Weetabix. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see Craig eat some dry Weetabix. Honestly, if you go down to your local mechanics and they say they're going to do this in a day, they are lying. Or they're just not as good as Craig. Which one is it, Craig?
Let me know if anyone's nicked this one.
How much do you charge for 5 minutes of work?
Quite a lot.
Oh, hang on. Bit of a problem going on here.
Need some lube, Josh.
Oh, there you go. Get some penetration lube in there. Having a bit of an issue there, are you, Craig? You need some more penetration lube?
I don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh, it's not going in. Oh no. Oh no, buddy. Oh, I think you've still got a minute to spare here.
Done.
4 minutes 23 on the rear. I'd like to say well done, but I really wanted to see you eat the dry Weetabix. So, thank you again to BC Racing Coilovers for the ever continued support and making our bums not hurt as much on those bumpy roads. Because I'm telling you, the ride quality of these is superb. We run them on all of our road cars, drift cars. They're comfortable, stiff on the track, and to be honest, the best all-round coilover I've ever had on a car. So we're just testing out a few different wheels that we had lying around in the studio. So we have these, which is the DS05s, which I think are going to be the ones that are going to be going onto the car. Maybe that colour, maybe a different colour. Then we have the DS35s on the front, which do look good, but I don't think they suit this car enough. I think this kit pulls off dish a lot better, so the rears definitely do so. There's no going back now. Painful?
I'm not gonna watch this anymore.
Okay, so to make you guys feel a little bit better about us cutting up a PS13 original arch, well, you can see there's
Quite a lot of filler in it.
there's a good millimeter of filler, so it makes it not as bad. It wasn't a mint arch. But that's all cut away now for clearance.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do, we cut it all back. Some people will hit it up and they'll kind of slice it and weld it straight to the arch. But we're plating the arch. It's gonna be a road car, it's gonna get driven a lot. And I think this is the best way to seal it.
Takes a little bit longer, but there is a better job overall, because obviously if you're slicing it and hitting it up, there is little gaps that you're going to be covering with sealant, so it's not the most weather sealed, but Craig's doing a good job.
We'll make a good job for you, Josh. We'll make a good job for you.
Oh, Craig, you do a pro job on this.
Class.
All painted up, sealed, everything. Right, so now that's all sealed, we can put the kit back onto the car, as Craig is eagerly doing now, because we have the wheels that are going onto the car. So we'll get those on, roll it out, so we can get a good look around for the first time since we started this. So for the wheels that we've gone with this, we've gone with the Strom DS05s with the chrome lip and the silver center, which in our eyes just gives a little bit of pop, because obviously it's dark grey, so the chrome and the bright silver just gives the bit of pop I think this car needs. As you can see, we've got these on the front already, but obviously we're figuring out all the specs and the spaces that we need and everything for them, so they're not gonna, so it's not gonna be as stand as it is gonna be when it's finished, but you get a rough idea of what this car's gonna look like before we take the body kit off for paint. Okay, this is a little strange. Not often do you have two Spirit Rei cars right next to each other. Quite different as well.
So that one's about 100 mil lower.
The height difference is fairly ridiculous. Okay, so since we started this project, we wanted to see these cars right next to each other. So that's the main reason why we brought them out. Obviously, the stance on it isn't the best. We just threw these wheels on, they need spacing out. And at the front, well, it's gonna probably get a bit more worse the other way because we're getting a full FDF angle kit for this, which pushes the wheels out 75 mil. So it's looking ambitious at the moment. But fingers crossed, with a bit of camber and a bit more of a stretch tire, we'll be able to get these tires under the arch. But for now, we're gonna take all the bodywork off and we're gonna send it to O'Neill Auto Body. And the next time you guys are gonna see it, and actually I'm gonna see it, is in a few days when it's come back, all painted up, looking fresh.
So welcome to the future. 2 days have passed. The kit has been expertly painted by Joey at O'Neill Auto Body. It's out on the ramp. I haven't seen it yet. Craig got a nice present in the post today, didn't you, Craig?
We did.
So this is our front mantis angle kit from FDF, which is actually interesting because the kit has arrived one day before the man that made the kit. So Josiah from FDF is actually landing tomorrow in Ireland. But Craig has figured that if he can get this loosely on the car today, it should give us an idea of the front fitment, because we're a little concerned because this is going to push, because obviously you're pushing the wheels out, wider track, much more angle, get it away from the body to have much more lock. However, the kit isn't super wide. It's not a 75 mil extra kit. It's probably, what did we say it was, like 40 mil, 39 mil?
About 30 mil.
35-ish mil.
35-ish mil. So yeah, so we're a little bit worried that we were going to have to, before we put the kit on, just check that this will work. Everything is going to be as good as we can have. It's probably even an extreme angle kit for this car, because this is just a fun kind of street drift car. But you know, Josiah doesn't do things by half, so we're gonna have a lot of luck. This thing can do big backwards entries, which I wouldn't do with the kit on it, Craig. You know, like, I'd be very protective of the kit now for the weekend.
If he breaks this kit YouTube now, we're gonna have a problem.
Craig's not happy about this. He wanted this to be a street car.
I'll bring Craig for the passenger spins and just scare him the whole weekend, go no! But I'm looking forward to seeing it in the car. We have the BCs in there, so BCs in this is gonna look totally fresh, nice. So right, let's get this on the car. I have the car about a month now, but it's 2 days until I get to drive this car, and the fact that we're putting in the best of the best stuff, I know once we get on track it's gonna be, I just can't wait to get behind an S. I haven't driven an S body in Mondello in like 4 years, 5 years. So I'm pumped on this. I can't wait. This is gonna be so much fun.
Okay, so all finished up here, I think, but what I like to do is get the person that invented the kit down here just to double check to make sure everything's okay. So we've got Josiah here. This is very convenient timing.
Yeah, I just landed. Dave picked me up from the airport, and I'm here to help install it, but you guys already took care of that.
Well, we thought we'd save you from getting your hands a bit greasy.
Looks like you guys did a good job right now coming in. We're missing one aspect of the kit. I know I sent them the installation guide. They've done a good job otherwise. But we may consider running this kit without our planned top plates.
So they
one
are
right
here, yeah. So this essentially relocates the strut because the kit is getting pushed out so much.
This is our caster camber correction plate. Essentially, it allows us to correct the track width because these lower control arms are much longer. If we do need them, we have them, and if we do have to drill holes, I'll do it because I know I'll do a good job.
That's what I like. That's what I like to hear. No, by all means. But everything else is bolted up right in the right order and everything.
It seems like it. The toe is a little bit off, but we can talk about the kit just a little bit. If you look at the knuckle here, we have these spacers that you can see. These spacers can actually be swapped out to be used on S13 or S14. The other cool part is that this arm can be removed completely using our smooth adjuster design here. And then to make this arm fit an S13 and an S14, all we do is switch these spacers around.
I was gonna say, I saw that I did read the instruction manual and I saw that on there. That's pretty cool that, so is it for an S14 you'd make the smaller one there and the longer one there?
Yeah, so what the difference is the tension rod bracket, which is this piece here. These are really flimsy. I do recommend upgrading those, but...
Oh, this one was, yeah, we had to bend it back out.
I see this. So we had to come up with a control arm shape that would allow us to use the longer position and the shorter position. We determined that we can just flip these spacers and this arm now serves for all the chassis, all the S chassis.
You've literally, sorry, I got overwhelmed by what you said then. You've literally thought of everything with this kit, which is incredible. And you made it that easy, even a dummy like me can install it correctly.
Well, you did Facebook message me.
You sent me the instruction manual. You wouldn't even tell. You said it'd be cheating if you told me what to do.
Exactly.
But we got there in the end. Right, thank you, dude. Thank you. And we'll get all the kit on, the wheels, and see how this thing lines up next. So when we sent this down to Joey, all we gave him was this petrol cap to match off, and I will say he's done a phenomenal job. He didn't have the car or anything to go to, so good job, Joey. Okay, so we got the strong wheels on some R888 tires for the Invitational, and this is the moment of truth. Are they gonna fit?
Just about.
I'm not sure I was expecting this. I think that's going to camber in a little more when you put it down. I think you get away with taking a bit of camber out. Obviously, if you... like, that is a lot of camber if I'm going to be completely honest.
I've purposely tried not to look at the last bit of it going together because that's my favorite part, just like the transition. Oh man, that looks amazing.
It's a replica. It's literally a replica.
It's literally almost the same color. It's weird. It's like seeing double. Obviously, we have a few little bits to finish tomorrow with the cage, the harnesses, the steering wheel, and a few other bits and pieces. But like, as an aesthetic, definitely going to need smaller tires on the front.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a problem. So as we said with the top mount, we're not putting the top mount, so you have to run ridiculous camber. We're running a semi-slick tire. So there's a few combination of things which has led to, well, it's a very expensive fender.
Yeah, and look, fine, you want to run a semi-slick on the front, but the sidewall of a semi-slick is like, it doesn't really stretch too much, and it's really big. So I think we put a good street tire on the front. We will get away with this ride height, I think, and it has to have this ride height because it has to be low. That's the whole point of this kit. But Now I'm nervous because it's almost too nice a car to bring to 2 days driving with 99 other drivers in Mondello.
Me and Craig have quite an attachment to this, and it's not a drift car. We've said that it's not a drift car. This is a nice road car.
But it's also fully road legal. I could drive it in and out of the event to the shops because it has registration, it's passed the test, everything. So, might not pass it now, but it did pass it. So, it's a risky one, but you guys want to come see me try and get through a whole weekend, come down to the Invitational this weekend. You can grab some tickets online on mondellopark.ie. Also, there's going to be a ton of guests there, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how everybody reacts to the car. I'm back in an S-Body for the first time in 5 years in Mondello, which I'm super excited about. And also, in a car that I'm not going to look at every day and say, oh, it's just not as good looking as the Spirit Rei car because I just built another Spirit Rei car. Okay, fair enough, it doesn't have airbag suspension, all that stuff, but for a drift car, it looks really good.
Looks incredible.
So guys, we're not going to be able to just wander around here talking for hours because we still have another day's work to do on this car with we haven't got a handbrake in it, nothing left. We got to get all ready for Saturday morning. It's going to be a big weekend in Mondello Park. But I am super pumped that I now have 2 Spirit Rei S13s, one for show and one for drift. Let me know what you guys think in the comments of the car. I think it looks absolutely banging. We probably will do a little bit more tweaking before you see it at the weekend just to get it perfect, but it's not looking far off perfect right now.